Have you ever wondered how strong your brain can be or how peaceful you can feel inside? In this fast-paced world where we're always busy with schoolwork and video games, it's more important than ever to find a sense of peace and strength. So, let's talk about being mentally tough and feeling calm inside. These aren't just cool words, they're real feelings you can have. Being mentally tough means you can face hard things, tackle problems head-on and come out stronger. Feeling calm inside, on the other hand, is like feeling quiet and peaceful, even when things around you are noisy and messy. But how can we feel these things? How can we find peace in a world full of noise? This is where the smart ideas of Stoic philosophy come in. Born in ancient Greece, Stoicism teaches us a way to be mentally tough and feel calm inside. It's a way of thinking that helps us to accept things we can't change, manage things we can change, and let go of things we don't need. It encourages us to live in the moment and be thankful for what we have. But Stoicism isn't just about thinking, it's about doing too. It gives us games and activities that we can do every day. These activities can help us beat sad thoughts, handle stress, and in the end find real happiness. So are you ready to start to discover how Stoic philosophy can change your life, to learn how to be mentally tough and find your calm? Let's dive in and unlock the power of your brain with the wisdom of the Stoics. Our first Stoic technique: embrace the present moment. Many of us are caught in a loop, reliving past experiences or fretting over future uncertainties. This constant back and forth can be mentally draining and often breeds negativity, but the Stoics, they had a different approach. They believed in the power of now. They understood that the past is unchangeable and the future unpredictable. So they chose to exist in the present, to truly live in each moment. This Stoic technique of embracing the present is like taking a deep, calming breath. It's about focusing on the here and now, the task at hand, the conversation you're having, the meal you're eating. When we're fully engaged in the present, we're not just physically there, we're mentally and emotionally there too. We're not just going through the motions, we're truly experiencing life. And how does this help conquer negative thoughts? Well, when we're focused on the present, there's no room for past regrets or future anxieties. We're too busy living, too busy experiencing, too busy being. Negative thoughts lose their power when we don't give them our attention. We're not ignoring them, we're just choosing to focus on what's right in front of us. So the next time you find yourself slipping into the past or future, remember the Stoics. Embrace the present, give it your full attention. It's the only moment you truly have. When you live in the present, you free your mind from the shackles of the past and the uncertainties of the future. The second Stoic technique is something we often forget: practicing gratitude. When we think of Stoicism, we might imagine stern faces and rigid discipline. But beneath the surface, Stoicism is deeply rooted in the practice of gratitude. The Stoics recognized that our minds often focus on what we lack, rather than appreciating what we have. This perspective can lead to dissatisfaction and negative thoughts. But by consciously practicing gratitude, we can shift our focus from what's missing to the abundance that's already present in our lives. So how do Stoics practice gratitude? It's a rather simple yet profound exercise. They would begin each day by reflecting on the things they are grateful for. This could be anything from the warmth of the sun on their skin to the love of a good friend or the simple pleasure of a good meal. They would remind themselves of these blessings throughout the day, keeping their hearts filled with gratitude. By embracing this practice, the Stoics found that they could overcome negative thoughts. Instead of getting stuck in a cycle of wanting more, they found contentment in the present moment. They discovered that gratitude is a powerful antidote to negativity, a tool to cultivate a positive mindset and foster inner peace. Moreover, by practicing gratitude, the Stoics learned to value what they had rather than longing for what they didn't. They understood that gratitude doesn't just make us feel better, it transforms our entire perspective. Gratitude transforms what we have into enough and more. The third Stoic technique is about accepting what you can't control. It's about understanding that not all things are within our power to change, and that's perfectly okay. It's about releasing the burden of trying to control the uncontrollable and focusing on the elements we truly have a say over. This age-old wisdom resonates even today in our lives filled with uncertainty and unpredictability. Picture a ship sailing in the open sea. The captain cannot command the wind or the waves, but they can adjust the sails and steer the vessel. They focus on their actions, their responses, rather than futilely attempting to control the elements. This is the essence of Stoic philosophy. It invites us to differentiate between what is within our control and what is not. Our thoughts, our attitudes, our actions, these are ours to command. The weather, the traffic, other people's opinions of us, these are not. It's a simple dichotomy, yet profoundly transformative. When we internalize this, we free ourselves from the shackles of anxiety and frustration born out of trying to control what we simply cannot. We let go of the stress that comes from overthinking situations beyond our control. We learn to focus our energy where it can actually make a difference, on what truly matters. But what does this acceptance look like in practice? It's not about passivity or resignation. It's not about throwing our hands up in the air and declaring, well, nothing matters then. No, it's about active acceptance. It's about acknowledging the nature of things as they are, then deciding how best we can navigate through them. Imagine being stuck in traffic when you're running late. You can't control the traffic, but you can control your reaction to it. You can choose to fume and fret, or you can decide to put on some calming music, take deep breaths, and use the time to mentally prepare for the meeting ahead. This is the power of acceptance. It's about understanding that something is what it is and looking for a way through it. It's about stepping back, assessing the situation, and asking ourselves, what is within my control here? And then acting on it. Acceptance isn't resignation, it's understanding that something is what it is and that there's got to be a way through it. Our fourth Stoic technique might surprise you. It's the practice of negative visualization. What does this mean, you ask? Well, it's a mental exercise where we imagine the worst-case scenarios consciously. Sounds counterintuitive, right? But here's the catch. Stoics believe that by visualizing our fears, we can actually overcome them. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. The shadows that seem so menacing suddenly lose their power over us. Imagine losing your job, losing a loved one, or any other fear that keeps you up at night. By confronting these fears head-on, we rob them of their power to overwhelm us. But it's not just about fear. Negative visualization also helps us appreciate what we have. When we imagine losing something or someone we cherish, we realize just how much they mean to us. It's a powerful reminder not to take anything for granted. This might seem like a dark practice, but it's not about dwelling on the negative. It's about understanding that things could always be worse. It's about embracing the full spectrum of human experience and in doing so becoming more resilient and grounded. So, the next time you find yourself gripped by fear or anxiety, remember this technique. Visualize the worst-case scenario, confront it, and then let it go. By visualizing the worst, we learn to conquer our fears and appreciate what we have. Our final Stoic technique is about embracing the inevitable. The Stoics, in their wisdom, understood something fundamental about life, that it is transient and ever-changing. They believed in accepting and preparing for the ultimate inevitability, death. Now, this might sound morbid at first. However, it's not about developing an obsession with death, but rather acknowledging its inescapability. It's about realizing that every sunrise and sunset, every laughter and tear, every moment of triumph and defeat is precious because it's finite. This acceptance of mortality is not a call to despair, but a call to action. It's about realizing that time is our most valuable asset and that every moment that passes is a moment we will never get back. It's about understanding that every interaction we have, every choice we make is significant. In fact, this acceptance can lead to a greater appreciation of life. When we understand that our time here is limited, we begin to appreciate the beauty in every moment. We start to see the value in each interaction, in every experience. We become more mindful, more present, and more appreciative of the life we are living. The Stoic acceptance of death, therefore, is not about fear, but about liberation. It frees us from the tyranny of time, from the fear of the unknown. It allows us to live our lives fully, without the constant dread of the inevitable end. By embracing the inevitable, we learn to live fully and fearlessly. So, what have we learned from the Stoics? We've journeyed through the Stoic pathway, unveiling 5 transformative techniques. We started with the power of embracing the present, realizing the importance of living in the here and now, and not being enslaved by the past or future. Next, we delved into the practice of gratitude, an antidote to negative emotions that fosters a positive outlook on life. We also explored the art of accepting what we can't control, a liberating technique that frees us from the chains of stress and anxiety. Then we ventured into the realm of negative visualization, a counterintuitive strategy that prepares us for life's inevitable setbacks and disappointments. Lastly, we confronted the inevitable, understanding that the acceptance of life's impermanence leads to a profound sense of peace. Each technique, a stepping stone on the path to mental resilience and inner peace. Remember, the path to mental resilience and inner peace lies not outside, but within you. It's time to unleash the Stoic in you.